Hi Capricorn, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy again, bringing you part 2 of your reading for the first half of October 2024. It's going to be a super short video, but I accidentally hit the stop button on the video for part 1 of the first half of October 2024 for you. And while we were pretty much down to finishing the advice and guidance for Spirit, I didn't want to leave it cut off like that. So let's continue. Just to recap, your advice and guidance for the last half of October 2020, the first half of October 2024 was, again, the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. So again, in terms of dealing with like some strong temptations to maybe do something a bit radical or take some risks for the first half of October, Spirit here is advising prudence, the tried and true way, the norm, the tradition. This represents, what works for a large group of people, right? It's the tried and true way. The Knight of Cups. Both of these cards together can represent maybe seeking out a short course of therapy or counseling to help, reach out for help. In terms of relationships, it's reaching out for help, support, love, and encouragement from your friends, from your partner if you have one, and not forget to give back as well in that. And then we also had the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. This is about practicing, prudence and patience and step-by-step work, because it feels like, the temptation is that you've hit one of those places where you're just like, everything's blah, 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 right? And you're wanting some excitement, you're wanting something new, but that could take you to a place where you're doing something foolish, risky, and could cause harm or damage to you and your loved ones, right? If you have people around you as well. It takes time, as the Knight of Pentacles knows, to build up security and stability for yourself, whether it's financial, material, emotional, a combination of all of those things. And the Knight of Pentacles knows how to do it. He's a little slower than the other knights because he's governed by the element of earth. He's cautious, he's detail-oriented, he's hardworking, he doesn't take unnecessary risks, and he always accomplishes his goal by practicing those things. The Four of Pentacles is a card of prudence and economy, being careful because you don't want to lose what you have. And I think this is where the first video cut off, we were down to the last card of advice and guidance for the first half of October, Capricorn. And this is about remembering the lessons you've learned, perhaps by, making poor decisions in the past, because we had the Devil twice in the reading, which can represent this may be a pattern or a habit you have of hitting that place where everything seems kind of boring, and that's when you leave and take off. But then you have to start over again somewhere else, And the Hermit learns from his lessons, meaning that he changes from, poor decisions that he's made in the past, or she, and he takes those lessons. When you learn your lessons, it means you change your behavior pattern, right? So here we see that the Hermit is walking down a path that's very narrow and dangerous for this part of it, which is probably what the space that you're in right now, right? And we see this snake here. Now this the serpent reminds me of the Garden of Eden and that devil energy, right? Temptation. So the Hermit, is on this narrow pathway, and he wants to avoid engaging with the snake. He certainly wants to avoid stepping on it, right? So what is he using? He's using the light of his lantern so that he can see how to avoid it. Now, the light of his lantern is symbolic for the lessons he's learned in his life. He already has walked a long path of life, and he's learned a lot through trial and error, success and failure, and he knows how to avoid these things for the most part. So he's using the lessons he's learned in the past and that wisdom to avoid this, right? To keep himself from doing something he's going to later regret, get bit by the snake, right? Get bit by your temptation. So that kind of wraps up the advice and guidance in part 2 of your general reading for the first half of October 2024. So I hope that for those of you for whom this reading resonated, that it was clarifying, that it gave you some food for thought, that it was helpful in some way. Again, if it did resonate and you'd like to take a deeper look at something and reach out for a personal reading with me for yourself, or perhaps as a gift for someone else, or you simply resonated with the reading style, if you're interested, again, email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can see that information by clicking on the description of this video. I would be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the next set of readings. Until then, stay safe, stay well. Hope to see you back here again soon, and I hope to hear from some of you as well. Take care. Bye-bye.